Hi everyone, happy Friday. If you're wondering why I look like a pasty shade of Casper the Ghost today, it's because I'm wearing a new foundation and it's about 2 or 3 shades too light for me. I'm really bad at picking foundation shades. So I had the same foundation for about 15 years or so and they discontinued it. So for a while I've been trying to find a foundation that matches my skin tone just as good, because I've also got vitiligo, so trying to blend it in can be a real pain. But so far, all the foundations that I found, they're either too light, like this one, they absolutely stink, they give me spots, or they're just so stuck to your face that I can't wash them off. But this is the latest trial, so I obviously won't be wearing this one again. I'm going to have to go for a different shade in this brand and see if that one's any better. But anyway, it is Friday. I've been engraving this morning and I'm about to film some video content ready for my new jewellery launch, which will be happening hopefully within the next week. The first product I'm going to be launching, I have about 11 or so to launch throughout this whole year, but I'm going to be starting with the first one next week. So fingers crossed everybody likes it. It's something that I haven't seen done before, and I haven't done myself before either, so I am quite excited about that. Before I get into today's content, I just have to say it. So I used to watch EastEnders religiously back in the day when I was a kid. All my family, we all used to watch it. I didn't watch it probably for about a decade because I was out and about all the time, going clubbing, seeing friends, actually doing things and having a life. And the last couple of years, I have got back into watching it again. And me and my other half, we normally watch it together on a Friday. We watch all of the episodes all at once. So we was going to be watching it tonight. And I follow a lot of the cast on social media. And they've completely spoiled it for me. They've said someone dies. They've said who it is that dies. And they've told me who Denise chooses. And I'm thinking, is there any point in even watching it now? Because it's completely been spoiled. So yeah, I just have to add that in because I find that so bloody annoying. Welcome to my understairs office. So I decided to have a little office space built under the stairs because I can sit and watch TV with my other half when he's home. When I used to work upstairs, it gets a bit isolating, especially on the days where you're working constantly. So especially around Christmas, when I'm literally engraving 14, 15-hour days sometimes, it does get very isolating just being cooped up upstairs in that room by yourself, and you don't really come down or see anyone or anything like that. So yeah, I thought this was a nice little way to have a little office space, and we've obviously got the TV on the wall, so we just watch the TV there instead. But yeah, so I've just had a book delivered, which I thought was really nice. I joined the other day, I joined a little free challenge / course. I always watch Diary of a CEO religiously. I love that podcast. And Daniel Priestley was on there a little while ago. And I really liked his episode. So I followed him on social media. And I saw the other day he's doing a free challenge. So I signed up for it. And he actually sends you out a free copy of his book with it as well, which I thought was really, really nice. So yeah, I shall be reading that over the weekend, which is great stuff. So I thought for today's topic, I would talk about some of the things that I have learned personally through my own grief and through working in bereavement and speaking to my customers as well. So I've had quite a few bereavements over the years. I had a few when I was younger, had some family members. I've had some of my friends pass away. And then most recently, the last few years, I've had more family members as well. So when I have customers ordering from me, I generally get into a conversation with them about it, because you kind of feel like you have something in common when it's something that you've been through. Obviously, everyone grieves completely different. We all have different emotions. And I also find that with each person that you lose, the grief you experience is different for each person as well. So there are lots of different types of grief. I do talk about this in my blog post on my website, so I will leave a link to that in the description. But on to today's topic, the things that I have learned through grief and working in the bereavement industry. Number one, as morbid as it sounds, is accepting the fact that you and everyone that you know we are going to die one day. And I just find that in this country especially, we don't really talk about it. It's kind of like a taboo subject. People don't like to talk about death, and it is going to happen to all of us one day. And I find that when you accept that, and me personally, especially where I work in it and I'm hearing stories of people dying every day or people dying suddenly, it does make you appreciate life a lot, appreciate the people in your life a lot more. It puts things into perspective a lot more. And so I always have that in the back of my mind that, you know, the people that are around you, it's not permanent. You need to make the most of it, basically. So that is the first one I would say. The second thing that I would say, working in this industry especially has taught me, is how short and unexpected life actually is. It can change in a split second. And that's why I try to find gratitude in the little things. I appreciate the little things. I appreciate the people in my life. I try to do the best I can to see them. So especially with running a business, I am inundated and busy all the time. So I have to prioritize that and make the time to see my family. And I feel like in my early 20s, I didn't do that quite as much as I do now. Now I would quite happily just stop everything for a family member, or I will make the time to go and see family members rather than thinking I've got a lot of orders, I should really be getting my orders done. I'll always prioritize my family first before business now. And it doesn't put me behind at all. It might just mean that the next day I've got to work longer hours to catch up, but that is my priority. It'll always be family and friends as well. Another big lesson I would say I have learned is that materialistic things really don't matter. I mean, I've never been a materialistic person much anyway, but you can't take any of it with you. So do you really need the biggest house? Do you really need a brand new car? Do you really need to be spending your entire life working on a hamster wheel, constantly working, burning yourself out, when you're not getting to enjoy life? You can't take any of it with you, and you don't know when your time is up. So you need to make the most of life now. And one big thing I've learned, especially since turning 30, is that I don't want to be working hard anymore. I've switched to working smarter rather than harder. Don't get me wrong, Christmas time will always be an exception, because Christmas time, my business goes absolutely manic. But for the rest of the year, I do put systems in place. I do schedule things so that I'm not working 24/7 all the time anymore. And I prioritize actually doing things, seeing people, enjoying life more, over working all of the hours God sends just to buy something that I can't take with me anyway. So for me personally, that is what my priority is now. My priority is the people around me and making the most of life, enjoying life, not spending it working my ass off, basically. So that is one big thing I would say that I have learned as well. So I'm going to round the video off with this final one, but I feel like this is one of the most important ones. So a big lesson that I have learned through grief and bereavement is to be who you are and do the things you want to do anyway, because whatever you do in life, someone is going to judge you, someone's going to criticize you, someone's not going to like you. So just do it anyway. Doesn't matter what you do, someone somewhere will criticize it. And I had to learn this pretty early on anyway, because I've got vitiligo and I used to get so much bullying and gossiping about me and people criticizing my looks that I had to get a thick skin quite early on. But I feel like my view on this has got much stronger since going through grief, because life is very short, very quick, as I've said before. And the last thing you want to do is be on your deathbed thinking, I wish I had done this, I wish I had done that. That's the last thing that you want to be thinking. So if you've got something that you want to do and you're not doing it because you're scared of what people are going to think, what people are going to say, just do it. Don't think about it, just go ahead and do it anyway. And once you do it, I promise you'll be so grateful you did, because even if it doesn't work out, at least you're not going to have a regret that you didn't at least try. So that is one big thing I would say, is to just be yourself and do what you want to do. Live life how you want to live it, not how other people want you to live it. Some people might not like it. Sometimes it might cause a bit of aggro, a bit of drama or whatever, but they'll get over it. So just be yourself and do what you want to do. I'm going to leave today's video there, but if you do want to see more of my content, do like and subscribe to the channel, and do sign up for the notifications as well, so that you get notified when a new video is put up. I also wanted to mention that I am wearing my sterling silver duo necklace today, which is my own design from my brand Gemz by Gemz. This necklace, for those of you who don't know, it can be engraved with photos, handwriting, paw prints, baby ultrasounds, anything that you have a photo of. And it is 16 inches, the one that I'm wearing. So I will leave the link to that in the description as well, if you did want to take a look at my brand or this necklace in particular. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.